Hello everyone. I'm Xiling, an assistant professor at East Carolina University in the US. On behalf of my co-presenters, I'm going to introduce our study, integrating video timeline anchored comments in a synchronized online video-based presentation lectures, using Canvas Studio as an example. In these studies, I will discuss from several perspectives: introduction, research framework, methods, results, and discussion and conclusion. Let's start. Okay, first introduction. As we all know, online learning has become a popular course delivery method because online courses enrollment has increased rapidly in higher education. Some reports said students' online enrollment has growth for 7 consecutive years with a 21% growth rate. And about 32% of college students participated in at least one online course. And this enrollment rate has been increasing, especially after the COVID-19. So when taking online courses, students often engaged in either synchronized, asynchronous, or a mix of both asynchronous and synchronized formats. Some definitions: synchronized distant learning is a learning activity that students and the instructor, they engage in learning at the same time through the use of audio or video conferencing. Asynchronous online learning refers to learning activities that are not happening in real time, and instructors usually use emails and online discussion boards to do the interaction. While a blend of both formats is usually considered as an efficient learning delivering format, and this mixed format of online courses has been proved to be more efficient than a single asynchronous or synchronized teaching modality because it sometimes combines the both advantages of those two formats. But among these three types learning formats, asynchronous courses may usually be the first choice for many instructors because of its flexibility. Meanwhile, in order to reduce students' feelings of isolation in this type of online environment, asynchronous videos have been used very often. We know that video technology can develop students' perceptions of instructor and peer social presence because it allows instructors to convey both verbal and nonverbal instructor immediacy behaviors, like in our live conference that we can express our idea, and then we can also use both verbal and nonverbal behaviors. So asynchronous videos could be used to emphasize students' reflection, establish and maintain emotional connection with students, and promote class interactions where time flexibility is the key. Like students, we don't have to be at the same time to watch a video. Students, they can watch the video at any time they want. However, arguments remain toward the use of asynchronous video for online courses because the use of instructors' asynchronous videos may not do much differences to students' engagement compared to the use of text-based communication in online courses. But asynchronous videos are still helpful, at least to me. And when using an asynchronous video, the commenting method in asynchronous videos often reduces the immediacy of communication, making it difficult to reference monetary video content. In learning management systems, for example, Canvas, instructors can usually post a video in one page and conducting the discussion in another page. Therefore, students have to physically leave the video section page and share their comments in another page. Even when a video and discussion questions are posted in the same page, students have to finish watching the video before posting their comments. So in this way, their comments are separating from the actual content and are difficult to tie back to specific sections or points of the video content. In this way, this kind of commenting approach links with video-based lectures may limit the opportunities for interactions. In order to solve this challenge or issue, using video timeline anchored comment for video discussion may be a solution. By using this comment when watching videos, viewers can synchronously add comments at any timestamp inside the video, and their comments will immediately shown on the screen. Their comments are stored in a website server. Therefore, even when they are offline, other viewers who watch the video can see the comments at the time when the comments were generated, and thus make responses. And in this way, viewers become users of the content and interact with other viewers, and this method creates a real time between online and offline social network. And here is an example of how the video timeline comment works in an asynchronous videos. So as you can see in the number 1 circle, that's where that is the comments the timeline comment. We called it also called damaku in Japan or damu in China. So these comments usually fly from right to the left. And if you see the circle 2, number 2 there, the circle number 2, that's the place the viewers can type their comments. And this is from one Damu host website, which is called Bilibili. So it also has functions where the users can modify the transparency of the comments. So in this way, like for example, some of them said like the comments kind of hide the like the content of the video, so they could modify the transparency in order to see both the comments and also the video. And some viewers, they don't like to see the comments. They can even turn off the comments function, so they can just focus on the video. In conclusion, this comment method allows students to co-create learning content with the instructors and classmates by adding comments to further explain the learning materials. And the use of video timeline commenting in online learning also promotes emotional exchange between learners. This comment method will also further narrow the distance between students and the instructor in order to enhance their social presence and reduce the loneliness produced by online learning environments. So with all the above benefits, our study, therefore, investigated the influence of using video timeline anchored comment in asynchronous online video discussions from the interaction perspective of learner to instructor, learner to learner, and learner to content. And our research questions that guided the study is, how does the video timeline anchored comment VTC tool used in video-based lectures influence students' interactions and their learning engagement in asynchronous online courses? The research framework we used is Moore's 3 types of interaction, which includes learner to instructor, learner to learner, and learner to content. Learner to instructor interactions is the interaction between the learner and their instructor, who delivers information, encourages learners, and provides feedback. Learner-to-learner interaction indicates the interactions between the learner and their peers, the other learners in a group or alone, with or without the real-time presence of an instructor. And finally, learner-to-content is the interactions between the learner and the learning content. Students usually obtain information from the course materials in the form of text, audio, or videotape, computer program, or online communication. And in our study, the learner to content interaction indicates to the learning content from the video. Okay, methods. The VTC function was used to discuss video-based lecture hosted by Canvas Studio in 2 graduate level fully asynchronous online courses at one university in the US. Students in these online courses were required to choose 1 chapter to present in a chosen week. So students are actually the presenters, and then they need to develop a 10 to 15 minutes chapter presentation video as the instructional video and to show it to their peers. The presenters should also raise questions in the video, and then they were asked to often check and respond to their peers' questions and comments. And if the presenters do not come up with questions, the instructor will ask questions in the video to motivate discussion. The instructor also reviews and replies to students' comments and questions in the video. Students additionally completed an optional end of semester reflection towards their perspective of using the VTC function for online discussion. And let's see. In total, we collected 23 final reflections among the 30 students. And next, I'm going to show you a short video how the VTC function works in Canvas Studio. So let me see here. Can I share the video in the media function?
Yes, I hope so. Try to share.
Yeah, it said share video is currently disabled.
Oh.
If not, I can try to play in. I can try to play here. No worry.
I think so.
Yeah.
Which do not either have the level of curriculum, syllabi, or certification associated with formal learning, but have more structure than that associated with informal learning. Okay, now think about some other examples of formal, non-formal, and informal education. Please pause and type your answers in the comments.
Okay, yeah, so that's the example video showing how the VTC function works in Canvas Studios. So as you can see,
which do not either have.
So as you can see, students' comments, they jump up on the right corner of the screen as a bubble, and they're actually a word limit for their comments. So the bubble will only show some parts of their comments. And once the students they are interested in one comment, the one bubble, they can click the bubble, and the bubble will lead them to the comment sections below the video. So from there, they could see the whole remarks. And then when watching the video, they are blue dots on the timestamp, and the blue dots actually represent a comment made at a specific timestamp of the video. So when students watching the video, for example, if they watch the video and then until like 6 minutes 25 seconds, they will see a comment bubble jumps up because one student, they made the comment at this timestamp. Even though that student is offline, the other viewers, the other students can still see their comments. Okay, here comes our results. So we use thematic analysis to analyze students' reflections, their end of semester reflections. So several themes were generated. First, develop a sense of real-time interaction. So data show that in a synchronized course, using the VTC function can make students feel that their instructor and peers are present. Some students said online asynchronous instruction instruction can be lonely at times. So having the instructor commenting in the video helps you feel more like a participant in a class and not the solo learner. And some said interacting with the class peers via the commenting in Canvas video can at times keep the interactions in real time. And then also they said, as a learner, the commenting function allowed me to ask any questions I had in real time, and the answers could come from any classmates. So there are always multiple viewpoints. As I said in the video, even though the other students are offline, like the student who made the comments are offline. Students who watch the comments, they feel like a sense that they are watching the video with the other students, and then the other students, they raise questions. So it makes them feel that they are watching the video with their classmates. Additionally, students enjoy the function that allows them to react immediately when watching the instructional video, so they will not lose their thoughts. Some students express that the benefits is using Canvas video commenting while watching a presentation is that if you have a question or an idea that you think of, you do not need to write it down on a piece of paper and go back later to message the presenter. You can do the commenting in real time. So they can ask any questions in the video, and the presenter are required to check back their comments, and they could answer the question raised by the other students in a video. Second theme relates to the increased interaction and engagement. Student reports an increased course interaction and engagement with learning materials. Some said Canvas video commenting allows the students an opportunity to interact and engage while learning. And others said it allows learners to engage more with the material being discussed. It also conveniently allowed both the instructor and the learner to leave comments at various time marks, which allows for a continuous conversation. Students also report that they were more frequently engaged with the instructor by commenting on the video and asking more questions. Some said, from a learner standpoint, I think video commenting allowed you to ask more questions and engage with the instructor. And then some said, as a presenter, the benefits were that by allowing commenting while watching allowed an active discussion to go on while folks were watching the video. It was a very positive interaction tool. The next theme is preventing monotony and enhancing focus and attention. While watching the presentation and using the VDC tool can prevent students from feeling boring, and it could keep presentation from being one-sided. They think that the video timeline anchored commenting function provides variety instead of just reading and looking at words on a screen. And the benefits are interactions with fellow students while engaging in the presentation. Additionally, students noted that these commenting methods encourage them to become more focused and attentive to the instructional videos. They said that this feature, the feature of VDC function, felt very progressive and interactive with the video lectures. They also expressed that these features made for smooth transitions from one topic to another and help them stay on topics as the video progressed. And then lastly, the benefits of using the Canvas video commenting made the video presentation more interesting at times because, as I said, they feel that they are watching the video with their classmates, and then they can discuss the video content with their classmates, and this make them feel engaged while watching the video instead of feeling that they are the only one who is watching the video. And finally, the VDC function can improve understanding. Students report that these functions enables a better understanding of the course materials as a chain effect of the increased interactions. So some said it may help students understand the topic better when discussing themes while commenting on the other end. And some said this feature or these functions also allowed others to see what presentation information you are commenting on, enhancing their understanding of the information. And the VDC function also motivates students to ask their peer presenters questions when they feel confused while watching. Some expressed it was nice to be able to ask questions about certain slides so the presenter could address it. And then some said if I misunderstood something, I would have commented. So these comments also give them provide them an opportunity to ask questions while watching and learning during the video. Lastly, students also reported receiving more information from various perspectives as classmates commented on the instructional videos. So these commenting functions allow me, as one student said, to ask any questions, and the answer come from any classmates. So there are always multiple viewpoints. Additional information can also be shared by peers who are coming across other information to share. So discussion and conclusions. According to our findings, the VTC function could increase the immediacy of communication and makes it easy to reference to the video content. It also develops a sense of real-time interaction and further facilitates students to better understand the learning content. As a result, this tool could be used for online discussion. Meanwhile, the instructor plays an important role. The instructor should raise questions and motivate students to ask effective questions to encourage interactions. Some presenters, they may be the first time using this kind of tool, and then some of them, they may also even be the first time being presenters, like to teach a chapter. So sometimes they may have issues or questions about developing an effective questions for discussion. Therefore, the instructor plays an important role to help students raise effective questions in the video. And second, the instructor should reduce less meaningful comments by showing students good and bad examples of comments. As some students express that comments such as good points is not very interactive. Therefore, the instructor should encourage students to list more detailed information, sharing why the points made by other classmates are good. So in this way, the instructor can, if the instructor see any comments like, oh, good point, the instructor can make comments to that comment saying, could you explain a little bit more about what you learned from this comment? So in order to interact more meaningful conversation. And finally, the instructor should encourage students to often check their comments and make responses, as well as developing further conversations. Because sometimes some students, like, they made comments and then they just leave the video away. They really check back, and then while the other students who are waiting for others to comment, or maybe like they made a comment to the other students and they are waiting for their interaction, while the other students, like, they don't ever get back to their comments. So in this way, it may reduce students the active, like the sense of engagement. In this way, the instructor should always encourage students to ask them to check back the video, to check their comments, and then also make responses. So in sum, the VTC functions can enhance students' interaction with the instructors, classmates, and the learning content by developing a real time between online and offline social networks. And these functions, we believe, will contribute to the establishment of an effective online learning community. And I hope Canvas Studio, this platform, can be widely used by instructors in order to increase or enhance the online engagement among especially the asynchronous online learning. Thank you, and I hope you enjoyed our presentation.
Okay, thank you very much, for this very interesting presentation. Actually, I was personally interested because in my university we are now moving to incorporating Canvas LMS as a technological platform. So I hope that we use these components as Canvas Studio as well. And actually, I'm not still very familiar with these LMS, but I see many potential benefits of using this technology. So now time for questions. I don't see any question from the panel. Let me check well, because the last time I missed one question. It was my mistake. But there are several panels here. I don't see any question. So I have actually have a question, because as I mentioned, I think that this commenting method, this proposal is actually, or has a high potential as let's say a teaching innovation. However, from the research perspective, since you mentioned some research questions and some research process here, I couldn't find evidence of the scientific, let's say, measurements of the actual impact of this technology, of this innovation in the learning process. For example, have you conducted, or you plan to conduct, the impact or the correlation between students using this method, this technology, with the performance of the students. Like, for example, compare the students who use this commenting method with other students who don't, and then compare the performance between both groups. Have you contacted, or you plan to contact this kind of study, so that you can provide evidence of the real benefit of using this innovation?
Yes, that's
Sorry,
a really
long
good
question.
that is a really good question. Actually, this is an exploratory study. So because we like this actually is the first time that I use this function, and then we don't have many students. So in this class, we only have like 30 students, and then we only use the thematic analysis just to explore their perspective of using this for online discussion. And then during this summer semester, I am using this function for two of my courses, which is the same course but with two sessions. And one course is with this function, and the other course is without these functions. So I look forward to, when the classes end, I look forward to see students' comments and then compare to see is there any differences. So that's a really good question. And then that is definitely my future research.
I'll be very happy to read the results. Okay.
Yeah, thank you.
So, thank you very much. If no other questions, we can conclude this presentation here.